When I got the call about Omar being injured, I was at our house in North Carolina near Camp Lejeune, and I was in bed. It was maybe 20 minutes after I went to bed. I wasn't asleep yet. I hadn't heard from Omar in a few days, maybe almost a week. So I was uneasy already, and I didn't recognize the number, so I answered it. And it was a Marine, and he said, your husband has been injured in the Helmand province in Afghanistan. Our girls were 7 and 3 when Omar was injured. I know that they're very intuitive, so they knew something was wrong, and I couldn't sleep or eat. I was just trying to be strong for them. So after Omar made it to the hospital in Germany, I would call the hospital at least twice a day for an update to see how he's doing. And most of the time there was no change in his condition. Sometimes it started to get worse. And so the doctor called and said that they wanted us bedside. The only thing that I could think was he wasn't gonna make it. So they got us next day passports and we flew to Germany, and he was on life support. We started talking to him and reminiscing, and whenever we would talk to him, his heart rate would go up, his vital signs would improve. Sometimes he would twitch, so I knew he knew we were there, and his condition started to improve, and within a few days he was stable enough to fly to the States. He made it to Walter Reed. We lived there for 2 years. We would spend as much time as we could in his hospital room, even though in the beginning he was still sedated and he was on a lot of medicine, so he doesn't remember a lot of it, but we were always there. I know that's the biggest reason why he's still here. I don't know what would have happened if we hadn't been there. After Omar returned home, I became his caregiver. Omar has difficulty doing a lot of things with his hands because of how injured they are. So I help him get dressed every day, and I help him shower, and I help him cut food and prepare meals. I help him do a lot of things, mostly anything with his hands he does need help with. Since he was injured 11 years ago, life is a lot better. There are still challenges. Our family will never be the same. The injuries, they're forever. After we first moved back to Texas, we moved into an apartment because that's what we could afford. And we had issues in the apartment, like mold issues, and it was difficult for Omar to get around in his wheelchair. When we met Rick and Nancy and Spirit of a Hero, they helped us get into a house, and they gave us a support group where we were able to meet people that are genuine, and they care and they want to help veterans and their families. I'm happy to be Omar's angel. He's my best friend. He's the best dad. If we didn't have him, I don't know where our family would be. I'm honored to be his caregiver. I feel like our family would be so much worse off if we didn't have him. I don't know if the girls would have ever recovered or had a normal life. We're so blessed to have